All right, so all my thin minimal case lovers out there, man, go ahead and stand up and go ahead and get at attention because we have a proper one for you today. We're going to be go ahead and take a look at the Alumu 1600D Aramid thin case. Now, once again, man, this is going to be for everybody out there who wants a little bit of protection, but guess what? You don't really care about having the big bulky protection because guess what? A lot of us aren't really clumsies. Therefore, we keep our devices pretty safe in our pockets, or we work somewhere at home that has a nice carpet that you don't got to worry about. So if you got a case of the dropsies, this case ain't gonna be for you, man. This is for the people who just baby their phone just a little bit, and I'm in that category. So let's just go ahead and take a look. Now, this is gonna be made out of that 1600D Aramid fiber, and I'm gonna tell you right now, man, this is one of the coolest looking thin cases. If you want to have a little bit of sauce on your case and keep that thinness, it's not gonna be another option out there that's gonna be better than this. So as you flip it on inside, you're gonna see those MagSafe, and even Alumu just knows how to add a little sauce when it comes to that MagSafe, designed by Alumu. And flip it over, well, actually, flip it back over in the back. There's a little thermal pad right here. We're gonna pay close attention to that as we flip it over. Now, as you flip it over, this is the design that you're gonna get, Alumu branding right there. You're gonna get your CPU indicator. Now, what this little red indicator does is when your CPU is at normal operating temperatures, it's gonna be red. Now, once that CPU starts heating up, hopefully you don't see that a lot, when it comes to the 17 Pro Max, that will turn yellow to let you know, yellow, I don't know what I just said, it will turn yellow to let you know that you're pushing your phone a little bit hard and that CPU is heating up a little bit. Now, have I seen that with this case? I haven't seen it like that, man, because the CPU doesn't get super duper hot, but I'll see if I can kind of push it before this video is done to see if I can get this thing to heat up so you can see that it actually changed colors. Now, as over here, when it comes to the camera plateau, you got a lot of different designs over here. You got some, I think it says Alumu aesthetics right here, and this Alumu cases is all built around cooling. Okay, now does that really work? I'm not 100% sure because once one thing warms up, everything warms up. So I'm not 100% sure if all the cooling claims are true. But hey, guess what? We'll try it out. You know, I mean, a lot of people have Alumu cases. You let me know in the comment section down below. Is that something that happens when it comes to this case? But this is basically the design layout, and it's allowing you to dissipate all the heat towards the camera, and you can see the vents right here. So it has a lot of cooling, even has a little cooling slot right here. So it has these things. Now, when it comes to this case, that's going to be the thing that I really like is the sides is going to be out. And y'all know what I'm talking about. The hips is going to be out in this case. This is going to be very similar to a Phone Rebel Flex without the actual protection. So this is really giving you minimal vibes, all right? So your sides are gonna be completely out. Flipping over on the bottom, your bottom is at least completely closed. So once again, this is for the minimal crowd out there that who wants the, if you want to flex and you want more minimal than that, then this is what this bad boy is. Let's go ahead and drop it down on the scale. Let me go ahead and weigh it real quick. We are talking about 28 grams, okay? Let me make sure that's right. Yeah, 28 grams when we're talking about, yep, 28 grams when we're talking about the case alone. Now, let me go ahead and pop this bad boy in here because this thing is one of those that you got to watch out and make sure you're not scratching up your device, all right? So very, very nice confidence snap right there. Dropping this on with the actual combo, the 17 Pro Max, 277 grams. So very light combination. It does not give you a bunch of weight. It feels like you have something up there, but it's not much. And trust me, that's where I want to be when it comes to cases for the 17 Pro Max. Now, we don't even have to say anything about late on the tear protection because guess what? It's not there. Okay, there is no lip at all when we talk about that lay on tear protection. But once again, this is like something like a Phone Rebel Flex. That'll give you more of a lip. This is on the minimal side. This is like any other the 600D Aramid fiber cases, they don't have lips either. So that's what you expect when it comes to these thin cases. You're just not going to get any lips or anything like that. Now, flipping it over on the back, of course, you see you're going to get that camera plateau cover, and those cameras are recessed down in there. Normal coverage, though, nothing too crazy, and it doesn't wobble for everybody out there who cares about the wobble party, all right? It does not wobble. Now, how does this case actually fit on this phone? And this is where I didn't really care for this when it came to the 16 version because it just didn't fit good. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. It fit terrible. But that's kind of what happens when it comes to these Aramid cases. Sometimes it can be hit or miss. For the 17 so far, and I reached out to a couple of my creator friends who also have this case, and it fits tight on everybody's case. So let's just go ahead and check it out. And when we're talking about, look, you can barely get it. And did you hear that? Did you hear that smack? Let's get the other side off. Let me, one more, well, two more, another corner. Okay, that was a good snap. Another one. All 4 good snaps on the corner. This case is up here. It doesn't feel like it's moving around. It doesn't feel like anything when we are talking about the fit. This is a super tight fitting case. Now, I know some of you going to say, but T, is it going to scratch my aluminum? Listen, man, I have changed cases, aramid fiber, leather, TPU, clear hard plastic. I don't have any scratches on my 17 Pro Max. I just don't, all right? So that's something that I technically don't worry about. I have taken this case off, I know, over 5 times, and I don't have a scratch on my device. So I don't think that's anything you got to worry about unless you just being jerry-rigged, taking these cases off, all right? But super tight fit when it comes to this. Now, how's this case feel in hand? Of course, this case is going to feel amazing. I love cases like this because one thing about the 17 Pro Max is I already love feeling these aluminum sides. And this is what you kind of get. You kind of feel this little lip over here on the sides. And I'm not saying you get no protection. I think if you hit a side, you might be okay because you do have a little lip that protrudes. But when you're holding it, it kind of makes you feel like you're holding that 17 Pro Max in your hand. It just feels so good, at least to me. I think the 17 Pro Max feels good when you're holding it. So that's what you're getting when you're actually holding it in your hand here. Very light. I even think it's grippy. I don't feel like this is slippery. Even that little bit of a lip and a little bit of something to hold on to when you hold it, I feel like does a very good job. So great job when it comes to this case, man, with the fit, the feel, everything feels very, very good. Now let's go ahead and we don't got to test out any buttons. All right, here's the cutouts real quick. I forgot. Very nice, generous cutout for a Type-C. That's what I like to see on these cases. And we don't got to test buttons because guess what? They're all exposed. Now, let's go ahead and bring over these magnets. Now, one thing about Alumu, they have some strong damn magnets, and there's nothing different when it comes to this case. Now, once again, it's so hard to demonstrate this actual test because this base interferes with the camera plateau, so you can't really get a good gist on how strong this magnet is. But once we bring these wallets and stuff like that over here, if you can see how that just snapped on, like look at this right quick. Look at this. It just takes it and you got it snaps up there good. Now, as you can see, woo, it almost got me. All right. I was shaking it. You know what I mean? You can shake it pretty hard, but there you go. I'm dropping it, about ready to crack my screen and do all types of stuff. So, but the magnet is so hard to kind of do these magnet tests. The magnet is there. If you can see me kind of popping it up there and taking it off, it has a good strong magnet. This magnet is plenty strong. Don't let the shakes and stuff fool you. You guys are not going to be doing that. All right. Let's go ahead and get I just got the case of the dropsies today. Let's go ahead and get this battery pack, pop it on, shake test, light shake, medium shake. As you see, it kind of flew off with medium to hard shake when you're talking about this Alumu 1600D Aramid Fiber case, man. But this is it. This is the Aluminum Aramid. I like it, all right? If you're a thin person, you want a cool design, I think this thing looks good. I think it fits good. I think it feels good in your hand. It's gonna be a little pricey, all right? I'm not gonna lie. You head over to Amazon and get this thing, you're gonna pay 70, okay? But guess what? What Aramid case out there don't you pay a lot for? No matter what it is, whether it's Pataka Banks, Alumu, whatever it is, if you have that later case, if you have that Aramid fiber, guess what? The price is gonna be up there, okay? So I'm not mad at it. Do I want it to be that expensive? No, of course I want all cases to be a little bit more cheaper and affordable. But guess what? Some just are very expensive, and this is going to be one of those ones that's going to be pretty expensive, okay? But if you say, you know what, T, I usually like something like the Flex, but it's a little bit too bulky. I don't really need that extra. This is it right here. Outside of a foam back that you can slap on, this is going to be probably the thinnest, closest thing to protection. At least you have the corner protections. I don't know about the hips, all right? The hips may get damaged and wept up, but at least the back and the sides are going to be protected, man. So this is going to be the Alumu Thin Aramid Fiber 600D for the 17 Pro Max. You already know links will be down below. And I think I have an affiliate code that you can do on the Alumu website directly. And I think you can actually get a little discount, take a little bit off that money. All right. So if you want to check some other accessories out for the 17 Pro Max, I did a video of some of my best accessories. I will sure leave that video right here.